Today, Grandma is setting out on another awe-inspiring quest to uncover the people and places of times gone by. And like all the great explorers who dare to embark on such a globe-trotting adventure, Grandma is fully prepared and suitably dressed for any eventuality. All the provisions have been carefully loaded aboard the Gingersnap caravan, along with dusty film canisters from the vaults of the Gingersnap Travel Archive. These will provide some background info for our intrepid explorer on the epic journey ahead. And accompanying her on this perilous expedition is her trusty steed. The dashing, the dependable, the carrot-devouring Derek the donkey. Derek comes from a long line of explorer donkeys. Nothing will stop him reaching his destination, but he does start to get a bit cranky if you deprive him of his carrots. Your job on this quest is to help the intrepid duo on their way by answering the questions, solving the puzzles, and completing various tasks that will get them from A to B, or C, or D. Each time you make a correct selection, or beat the clock, you will earn carrots for the petulant pair. But be warned, Derek can be an obstinate beast, and if you make a wrong choice, you may severely limit their speedy progress. So spin the globe to discover where Derek and Grandma are heading this time, and identify the starting point for this expedition of a lifetime. Good luck, and bon voyage! Today, Derek and your grandmother are heading up the River Nile in search of the famous tomb of King Tutankhamun. The Nile winds its way through the deserts of northeast Africa, past some of the greatest landmarks of ancient Egypt. Derek and your grandmother are taking a look at one of the Gingersnap Travel Archives, which charts the path of the river through this ancient kingdom.
The ancient Egyptians first settled on the banks of the River Nile over 7,000 years ago. Regular flooding of the Nile left behind thick black mud, creating fertile soil on which to grow food. The kings and queens of ancient Egypt were called pharaohs, believed by the people to be half human, half god. The ancient Egyptians are most famous for the elaborate ways in which they buried their dead. When a pharaoh died, the body would be mummified, a process of removing all the internal organs and then wrapping the body in linen bandages. The mummy was then placed inside a stone coffin called a sarcophagus and sealed in a tomb with food, pets, and many great treasures. The tombs of the early pharaohs were hidden inside huge man-made pyramids. The largest pyramid is located near Giza and is guarded by a huge stone sculpture of a sphinx. Every tomb would be elaborately decorated with carvings and symbols known as hieroglyphs, thought to be the earliest form of writing. Much later on, as the kingdom expanded, the pharaohs were buried further south, near Luxor. Their tombs would be carved into the natural rock of a valley, called the Valley of the Kings. Over the years, many of these tombs were raided by tomb robbers. But in 1922, the British archaeologist Howard Carter made a remarkable discovery of a tomb that was still untouched. It was the burial chamber of a young king called Tutankhamun, who is thought to have died when he was just 18. When the tomb was opened, it caused a stir throughout the world because of the amazing treasures it contained.
That's exactly where Derek and your grandmother are heading today, to the Valley of the Kings, near the banks of the River Nile. Can you help them find their way by cracking the clues and solving the mysteries left for you by the ancient Egyptians? Whereabouts is Egypt and the mouth of the River Nile? What made the banks of the River Nile a good place to farm? spot the differences in the two Egyptian scenes below. Prepare the body for mummification by removing the organs and placing them in the correct canopic jar. Sound out what you see in the pictures to discover the name of the stone carving that guards the Great Pyramid. The pharaohs' names were written in hieroglyphs, but whose name is shown here? Find some of the items that were found inside Tutankhamun's tomb. In the pictures to discover the name of the young king whose tomb was discovered by Howard Carter. Congratulations! Derek and your grandmother have reached their destination in record time thanks to you. You've shown great knowledge during this quest and helped them massively on their journey. Can you now create a small memento of this journey and send it to your grandmother?